And for more on how this nomination war that Senator Scott was talking about will affect the 2016 race, let's turn to Eric Erickson. He's with the website The Resurgent and also a Fox News contributor. Good to have you with us here, Eric. David Axelrod, President Obama's former senior advisor, arguably the architect of his victories, tweeted right after Justice Scalia's death that this was a seismic event come 2016 and for the presidential race. You agree?
Yes, I do. A lot of people think that they can sit on the sidelines or that it doesn't really affect them. Republicans have treated their base to hypotheticals about a Supreme Court shifting left. Well, now it really is in the balance, and it forces people to actually deal with the reality, not a hypothetical.
We've often heard from Hillary Clinton out on the stump talking about the importance for her base of being able to fill the Supreme Court. The question would be, we haven't heard that as much from the Republican candidates. They talk about it a lot at fundraisers, not so much out on the step. Has this now become a front and center issue, and how long will it remain so once the news cycle dies down?
Oh, I don't think the news cycle will die down. I think the president is actually going to keep the news cycle going, hoping that it'll incentivize Democratic voters to narrow the enthusiasm gap. Democratic voters haven't been excited about their primary or their candidates in a way Republicans have. This is a way Democrats can build that excitement. It'll certainly build excitement for Republicans. Already the National Rifle Association is out reminding Republicans that gun rights hang in the balance. So this is going to hang over the campaign trail for the rest of the year. I think a lot of voters will decide national security and jobs are still more important, but if diehard partisans on both sides, this is going to be a big issue.
And you say that for diehard partisans on both sides. At some point, does it end up just kind of evening out? You get a lot of enthusiastic Democrats, you get a lot of enthusiastic Republicans, they cancel each other out, or does this weight to one side?
You know, my sense is that it probably does weigh slightly more to the Republican side, and that Democrats have very much for a long time gotten used to a 5-4 Democratic majority, and Republicans have wanted to keep it. While the Democrats have every incentive now to shift it to a 5-4 liberal base, Republicans, when you look at the big issues, overwhelmingly pro-life and pro-gun country, independent and moderate voters tend to be pro-life and pro-gun, and we'll understand that's in the balance.
Now, we're looking at images right now of Justice Scalia being sworn in back in 1986 to the court, looking on with President Reagan. He was confirmed 98-0, I believe, in front of the Senate. Hard to imagine we're going to get that kind of confirmation going forward, but play this out for me. From a Republican standpoint, even if you have a Republican president and a Republican Senate without a filibuster-proof majority, seems pretty hard you're going to get somebody like Scalia, that kind of hard-nosed conservative, on the court again.
Well, if you'll remember, Harry Reid and the Democrats blew up the filibuster for judicial picks except for the Supreme Court. They left that in place. It's really conceivable that the Republicans would blow up the filibuster for Supreme Court picks. They've been wanting to get rid of that part of the filibuster for a while, so it's very likely that they did. You are probably going to have a Republican president, if you have a Republican Senate, push a very conservative pick. But the Senate's in the balance this year. Republicans have more seats in play than Democrats. You've got seats like Pat Toomey in Pennsylvania and Ron Johnson in Wisconsin that are purple states. This could be a very big issue in those states against Republicans.
Well, against Republicans, any chance that this helps down ticket in terms of key Senate races, of Republican senators being able to run on this issue? I've only got about 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think very much. This helps Republicans around the country. We've got, I think, 17 to 18 Republicans on the ballot. It's going to be a very big deal around the country in Republican Senate races.
Eric Erickson, will bring you back as this continues to develop. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.